Hello my friends, family and esteemed colleagues. I have a friend who is basically dying from fear. Now, as many other people, and I would say even majority of grown-ups, he is suffering from suffering. He is experiencing high blood pressure, elevated blood pressure, and not all the time. But he frequently ends up with pains, chest pains, headaches, fainting, and high blood pressure. Doctors contribute all this to his high blood pressure problem. Everybody who has been diagnosed with high blood pressure and is medicated has been scared into medication, into accepting the treatment, because they misinform us in medical school. And since free thinking and logic is not accepted, it is basically read, memorize, repeat, and do as I say. People stop thinking. And this is very obvious when we come to science. And in medical science, show me a doctor, I show you idiots, basically. Even those who are waking up are still idiots, because they believe in what they have been told, and they are idiots because they do not engage their brain for clear thinking. It's very difficult to think clearly when you are always in a fog. Your brain is always low on energy because we use the wrong fuel. So there is right away, and this comes from those who started our enslavement, talking about the Anunnaki. And later on, those who served them first and continue now serving themselves, which we call the Semites, which have created, adapted, and first created and then adapted the demonic religion of Talmud, then being pushed in Torah, then being pushed in Bible, and being pushed in Quran. They are all versions of the same satanic religion. Christianity, Christ was basically created as opposition. So Christ and the New Testament has good information, and this, of course, anyone who reads the Old Testament and New Testament sees that they are completely two different ideologies. The New Testament is actually Hinduism. So we leave the religion because here we create a lot of enemies. And let's go about revealing the truth about high blood pressure. Now, why do we fear high blood pressure? Every time we do sports, something physical or mental, heavy concentration, our blood pressure goes up. Our heart rate increases. And we say this is normal. But if this happens when we think it should not happen, because we do not see any obvious reason for it, whoa, now this is disease. And if this is happening, then this elevated blood pressure is going to cause many diseases. Now I want to show you how ridiculous, frankly stupid, are these things that we have accepted as a doctors. Okay, so let me read. Again, I'm taking in consideration, acknowledge Mayo Clinic. And I'm not picking on them, but they really represent very well the educational system, medical educational system, because they put their truths out, and this is how we are being told in medical school, and then we, not thinking, just repeating the crap. Okay, so high blood pressure, hypertension, quietly damages our body. Hypertension quietly damages our body. So the sooner we start with treatment and we normalize the high blood pressure, the better off we are. This is what we are being told. This is what we are being told from our professors, because they read it from the books that they get from the Kabbalah, and then everybody learns from them, including us, patient, the regular Joe Schmo public. I say Joe Schmo, because they don't know better. They get the information from the authority. And in health, this is the guy in a white suit, or green or blue, whatever they put now on. But they are the authority when health comes to question. Okay, so they say increased blood pressure is going to slowly kill you, or fast. So what is this high blood pressure going to do? First, damage to your arteries. High blood pressure is going to damage your arteries. Arteries are blood vessels that lead from the heart under higher pressure, blood through your body, and through veins, it comes back. So now, your arteries will be damaged by high blood pressure. Well, if we have high blood pressure, we have high blood pressure arterial, and also in systolic mode and diastolic mode, which means also when after the heart has squeezed, the blood pressure remains high. So the high blood pressure also affects then venous system. So why do we go on artery? Because we see damages, especially what is closer to the heart. We see actual damages. So this must be from high blood pressure. All right, so high blood pressure causes damaged and narrows arteries. If you have a freaking hose and you put more pressure, is this hose going to narrow somewhere because of the high blood pressure? This is idiotism. Idiotism. No, but we accept it. Yeah, it narrows. You know, in a heart, the artery narrows, and you have high blood pressure and the artery narrows, so high blood pressure must cause it. Blah. Idiots. Okay? Aneurysm. Okay. High blood pressure, you have a hose, you have a damage on a hose, and the high blood pressure, if the damage softens the hose, it will go to deform. This is what we call aneurysms. Okay? Yes, but did high blood pressure cause it, or was there a damage that was made, and then as you are having blood pressure, doesn't have to be even elevated, because of the damage, you get aneurysm. Okay, colleagues, think a little bit. Damage to your heart. Heart is causing the pressure. So if you are very active, it is going to pump stronger and harder. Why? Because there is a higher demand for oxygenation, higher demand for energy, higher demand for cooling. So the circulation has to be faster. As soon as you are having faster increments of pulsation, you are creating higher pressure. No problem. We should be healthy when we are active. So why would now all of a sudden higher blood pressure cause a heart damage? Anybody thinking? Enlarged left heart. Yeah? If heart is pumping under higher pressure and faster, heart is a muscle. If you put muscle under more strain, it grows in a strength, in size, to accommodate the work it has to do. Well, this is why bodybuilders lift weights, to put more pressure so the muscle has the information that it has to increase in strength, in volume, to be able to create this work. And we build up muscles. So enlarged heart muscle, is that a problem? Every sportman, especially people in a sport woman, people involved in sports when there is a high demand for heart, we are not talking about stupid baseball. Stupid, to me it's stupid. It's chewing gum and spitting, to me that's not a sport. But let's say bicyclism, bicycle races, this is very demanding. Sprinters, not so much joggers, sprinters, bodybuilders, okay, they all have enlarged hearts. Football players, they all have enlarged hearts. I had enlarged heart. Not anymore, but I had it because I was involved in high demanding sports. So, is that going to damage heart? Is bodybuilding damages your body? No, yeah, you're damaging it by shooting, eating incorrectly, dehydrating yourself to show the freaking muscle, and of course, shooting steroids. This is going to kill you. Otherwise, bodybuilding is great. Any sport is great. Enlarged heart is great. You need it for that purpose. You need it as it gets larger. Does it cause problem? Zero. Forget these fingers, huh? Don't be stupid. It's a zero. Heart failure. Now, how the freak is high blood pressure causing heart failure? Well, because we are being told that high blood pressure causes problems with arteries, causes arteriosclerosis, causes narrowing of the arteries. It's all bullshit. All bullshit. Why does artery narrow? Because in most cases, what artery narrows? Close to heart. Coronary arteries. Why? Because there is the strongest blood pressure. It's right there by the pump. Okay? So, if your arteries are damaged through dehydration, they lose flexibility. They're overly acidic. They lose electrical charge. So they're not working properly. They lose tension. By losing tension, you can have two deformations. By regular or increased blood pressure, does not really matter. If the artery lost the tension, it becomes weaker. So aneurysm can happen. But also becomes brittle in time because it's dehydrated, so it can crack. And when arteries start cracking, they don't just burst. The inner layer, because that's where the pressure is higher, the inner layer cracks. The outer layer is still closed. The inner layer cracks. The negative is being exposed, and you have a positive particles of the blood sticking to negative surface from the inside and closing the gap. And cholesterol is part of the stuff that sticks there because it's a fat, and fat sticks. And to it stick all other parts of the blood, particles, even the red blood cells, white blood cells, thrombocytes, platelets. And it starts building up. And it starts making narrower passage. Now, is high blood pressure a reason for this? No. High blood pressure around the heart is always stronger, but the reason for this is a problem with arteries. It's dehydration, damage to your brain. How will high blood pressure damage your brain? Brings more blood, makes faster circulation. How will that damage the brain? Well, experts. Ischemic attack, mini stroke. Why would mini stroke happen? It's idiotism. High blood pressure. You may have a problem with the blood itself. You may have clumping going on. Clumping when cells stick together. Why? Why do they stick together? We call it, it's a thick blood, we have to give blood thinners. This is why you get anticoagulants. They are not now pushing the cells away. They are basically preventing coagulation. But the cells keep sticking together. Why? Because there is no electric charge. There is no electromagnetic field. There are no positive fields that would repel. This is a major problem that we create with our blood. And if you have a group of cells that are stuck together, they can actually close small artery, depriving part of the brain of oxygen. Now, high blood pressure should push it through. So absolutely has nothing to do with high blood pressure. This is a problem with toxicity of the blood. Nothing more. And when blood is toxic, the body becomes toxic. Simple as that. Strokes, okay, we explained this. This one type of a stroke. Because the other type is when they fill you up with anticoagulant called the so-called blood thinner, and now some small artery in your brain breaks because it's fragile because it's dehydrated, and now blood doesn't coagulate as it should. And you start bleeding internally into the brain, making tamponade, preventing oxygen flow, and you get a stroke. And you are more in a danger of getting stroke that way than through obstruction. Yeah, but who's watching? Who's thinking? Oh, high blood pressure can cause dementia. How the freak can increased blood pressure cause dementia? Explain. They say narrowed or blocked arteries will cause dementia. Well, how is high blood pressure going to cause the narrow and, well, we are going in a circle, because we have accepted one stupid theory, we now implement this stupid theory on everything else. We are completely lost. Huh? Cognitive impairment. Yeah, okay, so all your cognitive functions, because you accepted that high blood pressure is going to destroy your arteries. So now you just throw in a bucket everything that you can put there that will serve this narrative. Complete fake, stupid, not only fake, stupid narrative. High blood pressure is going to damage your kidneys. When I have explained that actually contrary happens. Because the kidneys on a cellular level become acidic and toxic, and inflammation sets in to help the problem. The inflammation causes, and since there is a lot of blood going into kidney, the constriction of blood vessels to create the inflammation in the kidney is causing a back pressure in the artery. Not in the vein, but in the artery. And this could increase overall blood pressure because you have a sizable blood flow restricted. You take a hose, open the water, and you have a water coming down. You squeeze the end of the hose, you build up back pressure, and you get a stream that goes further. But the back pressure of the hose increased. Same happens. You restrict artery in your kidneys. Kidneys are pretty big arteries. And you get back pressure all the way to the heart. And could affect a big part of your body. You can actually measure it on your hand. Now, is increased blood pressure causing kidney problem, or was kidney problem the one that caused the increased blood pressure? Think. Yeah, I know we are being told that kidney is controlling the flow of the blood and creates this back pressures, and that's how it controls the cleansing. This is all bullshit. This is our made-up story so we can understand what's going on the most complicated way. I mean, we are being guided to understanding in the wrong way. Because again, we are being told wrong thing about what is inflammation. We always think it's some war, it's some bacteria, some gen that creates the antigen reaction. And this is what creates inflammation. None of it exists. It's not done this way. Kidney failure can be caused by high blood pressure. No. High blood pressure is being caused by kidney failure because the arterial system is damaged. Damage to your eyes. How did I get it? Wow. Your eyes get damaged because you are toxic. Your blood is toxic. You damage your blood vessels through toxicity. Your blood pressure increases. Well, you may get more liquid coming through. You get more blood coming, less going out. We are being told, or maybe we'll get there. Let's just go step by step. Okay? Damage to your eyes. Damage to your retina. You don't get it because of high blood pressure. Your blood pressure in the eye may increase because of the constriction and the damage to your lymphatic system from toxicity. Has nothing to do. High blood pressure should make things flow better and faster and clean faster, everything. instead of obstructing, it should break through. If you have a little obstruction in a hose and you open more water, create more pressure, puff, you push it out. How can that be a problem causing eye situations? None of it, it's all pure bull. Sexual dysfunction. High blood pressure causes sexual dysfunction. High blood pressure brings more blood, so erection should be stronger. Yeah, but if you have a problem with hardening the blood vessel system, it is not going so much to affect artery as it is going to affect vein. Because now the small contraction of the pelvic floor that is supposed to put pressure on a vein, so it restricts blood flow, so more blood accumulates in penis, in sponge's body, and gives you erection. Well, this cannot happen because the vein is a little bit tougher, so it keeps leaking, so you cannot build up pressure. Erection is basically inflammation of your penis, and it's controlled by pelvic muscle, which you can control by your thoughts, but for guys it's basically stimulants through eyes. We work differently than women. To us, kiss in the neck is not going to do it. Looking at the breast, yeah. Okay, so it's visual. But again, in which possible way can hypertension bring problem with erection? If anything, it should make it stronger. Because it has nothing to do with blood pressure, it is all with the stage and health of the circulatory system in general. And this is what causes high blood pressure. So because our medical knowledge is based on statistics, because the brain simply cannot find logic in anything that we are being told. So we have to depend on statistics. And many people who have high blood pressure, they also have erectile problems. Many people who have diabetes also have high blood pressure and also have erectile dysfunction. Many people with glasses, with failing eyesight, are developing high blood pressure and are developing blood sugar problems, are developing erectile problems. Women, they don't have so much problem, they don't have to have erection, but they have cystic ovaries. They have cysts growing in uterus, and tumors, toxic blood, not high blood pressure. Okay, and now okay, here there are blood pressure emergencies. Again, emergencies for what? Strokes? Well, stroke is not caused by high blood pressure. It's actually caused by blood not reaching the place. High blood pressure should ensure that there is blood going there. Well, stroke is caused by closing of small artery. High blood pressure has absolutely nothing to do with this. Severe damages to body's artery, chest pain. All right, chest pains. Why do we have chest pains? Lack of oxygen. Body can interpret with a chest pain. Now, I had chest pains at one point when I switched schools as a kid. I was, I don't know, 10 years old maybe. And high demand, new friends, new people, new teachers. And I was basically good at math, but I had a problem here with math all of a sudden. And caused anxiety. And anxiety caused constrictions. Remember, fear sucks the energy, sucks the drops the voltage. Voltage drops, you go into self-preservation mode, you squeeze. Now when you squeeze artery, as I mentioned very often, you are going to have increased buildup pressure, but flow will remain the same. But when you squeeze the vein, then you have restricted flow. Less oxygen goes through. Now, if this happens in the organ, part of the organ, you get inflammation. And we would always think that inflammation, okay, it's more blood in there, so more oxygen. Not really. Yes, you get more blood in, but you get same amount of blood in, but through narrower orifice, through squeezed artery, under higher pressure, same volume, but you don't have the same volume coming out because the vein is restricted. So you have accumulation of the blood. This increases the volume. Inflamed tissue is always expands and create pressure of sensory nerve, which cause then pain, but at the same time you have a buildup of carbon dioxide because you don't have a steady flow. So actually inflamed tissue has buildup of carbon dioxide. And you get these pains because of this inflammation actually. But it's always, because we don't understand, we are being misled in a crucial things, like the importance of minerals in the blood, the plasma levels. No doctor ever looks what is blood level. How much blood does person have, individual have. They just look red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, hormones, enzymes. If that's okay, you are healthy. Well, what is the level of plasma? Those cells, in how much plasma do they live? Because plasma level varies. And when we are dehydrated, we don't have much plasma and our blood becomes thicker. So doctors see thick blood, that's okay, you are older. And why doesn't plasma level increase when we drink water, a lot of water? Because no electroconductivity is being achieved, not proper electroconductivity. So body has to readjust and eliminates water without even cleansing, just doesn't want to lose electrolyte or anything that it can use as a substitute to this electrolyte if we don't have enough minerals. And purposely we are being told not to have salt. So now we are coming into phase of the true problem. Why do we have high blood pressure? Why high blood pressure actually does not cause any problem in the body, zero, but if we feel nauseous, and doctor sees high blood pressure, that's it, that's it. If we feel lightheaded because lack of oxygen, high blood pressure, that's it. If we faint, lack of oxygen, increased carbon dioxide. High blood pressure, I told you high blood pressure. Stupid. Stupid. Every doctor who says this is stupid. They have no capacity of thinking. They are moronic robots. Unfortunately, I would say 90% of doctors are in that stage. This is why please never call me doctor, because I have passed the moronic stage. I have cured myself. I don't have any diplomas. They are worth nothing. We have to re-educate ourselves. You don't faint because of high blood pressure. You don't have headache because of high blood pressure. You don't have eye problems because of high blood pressure. You don't destroy kidneys because of high blood pressure. Because if that would be it, every young man in a sport would be doomed. None of this happens. But blood pressure will increase if we damage arteries. And then we are going to see problems with kidneys, and we are going to see problem with eyes, and we are going to see problem with digestion, and problem with thinking and fainting. So if you faint, it's not because of high blood pressure. It is lack of oxygen. Why? Many reasons. Damaged arteries. Not enough flow. Now, how can it be enough flow if there is high blood pressure at the same time? Well, restriction of artery. It could be caused with a fear. You can, with a fear, I just demonstrated, explained it, my chest pains as a kid. I have clients who have blood pressure 110 over 190, 200. They don't have any headache, nothing. I have a clients who have blood pressure 80 over 140, terrible headache and sweating. It all depends on damages, on toxicity. Nothing on blood pressure. Blood pressure is a symptom. One symptom doesn't cause another symptom. There is something that is causing both symptoms, or 3 or 4 or 5, or all the symptoms. And that something is toxic blood and toxic mind. Because with the mind, you can also control the heartbeat, the freedivers who hold their breath 5 minutes, they slow their heart immediately. They take a last breath and they go down, and first thing what they do, they relax and slow the heartbeat. And their heart, instead of going pop, 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 goes like pop, pop. And of course, they can be 5 minutes without oxygen because they slow down the circulation, they calm down, they slow metabolic processes. We have to learn to control fear. And of course, doctors are experts in creating it. You got a pimple. Let me take a biopsy. It could be cancer. Cancer. Bingo. From a pimple, from a worm to elephant in a split of second. This is with a cyst. This is with any blemish. you have elevated blood pressure. Your blood pressure is 80 over 130. We have to put you in a pills because this is very dangerous. Very, very. Whew. We got to put all these doctors in re-education camps. Stripping them of diplomas. It's a first step. And those who are deliberately creating damage, because I'm not a genius. I'm just thinking, watching. We have to put these drug pushers in the jail. This is where they belong. And it's nowhere more visible than now with this garbage, non-existent virus. Still, we have doctors, even those who woke up. Okay, don't accept this, don't accept, but be careful because this shedding protein is shredding down. None of this is happening. Number one, because this elusive animal does not exist, begin with. There is no such a thing that body is protecting itself from it and creates some kind of a protein that then kills us. This is stupidity over stupidity over stupidity. It's all because we are being misled and we stop thinking. We just accept it. And even when we see that it must be stupid, but we don't even think, no, it's not stupid. Well, it's okay. He told me and he knows. Okay, I don't want to procrastinate anymore with this video. Just, colleagues, please start thinking and have power to reject the garbage science we have been pushed onto us. Peel off. It doesn't serve any good. It's created to create damage. And we are schooled into creating diseases and sicknesses and kill people. And then we proud ourselves of prolonging life. How can you prolong life? Somebody has higher blood pressure because he's very nervous, has a problem at work, and now you give him dehydration pills, you give him diuretics, you give him blood dilating beta blockers, slowing their heart rhythm, just to normalize the situation, which is not normal to begin with, and body is trying to adjust it. Now you are draining it of water and creating tons of problems with a stupid medication that should never, ever, ever been used. Thank you for listening. Sorry I got a little hyped up, but it's mind-boggling of the stupidity that the doctors believe, and then people worship these idiots. Idiots. Love you all.